My name is Erica, and I am the Client Relations and Business Development Manager at Giving Tree Surrogacy. And I am here to consult with intended parents and educate them on the process of surrogacy and our role in assisting along the way. Surrogacy is a viable option for individuals facing infertility challenges who can't conceive on their own. It's a pathway to create a family using third party assisted reproduction. Yes, there are two types of surrogacy. There is traditional surrogacy and gestational surrogacy. At Giving Tree Surrogacy Agency, we handle gestational surrogacy, where individuals are not genetically related to the child. The child and the embryos are created through IVF. In traditional surrogacy, the surrogate is related to the child, and the sperm is provided via sperm donor or by the intended father. The major players in the journey and the roles that they take on in the surrogacy journey is the surrogate, who carries the child, the intended parents, who provide the genetics in some cases, who are hopeful, to complete their family. And sometimes there is a donor involved, whether it be a sperm donor or an egg donor. There are a lot of options available to intended parents to building a family, and some of the reasons that they might choose surrogacy is because they've been medically diagnosed with the condition. Sometimes unspecified infertility issues cause individuals to seek out surrogacy. Individuals who cannot conceive on their own or carry a child, it is also a great option for them as well. When individuals decide or come to the conclusion that surrogacy is the option for them, usually if they're told by a physician or by their IVF doctor that this is the route they need to go, sometimes it's almost an immediate decision. In other cases, it takes time when individuals are committed to trying on their own. And also from a psychological perspective, they might have to come to the conclusion that this is the right choice for them. Individuals of the same-sex community would know almost immediately if this is their path, to parenthood. And so, it may not require as much thought and processing as it would for someone else. There are two types of pathways to engage in an agreement with a surrogate. One is through an agency-led journey, and the other is through an independent journey. The difference between the two is at the agency level, you have screening being done, you have administrative duties taken on by the agency that assist you and facilitate the journey so that the intended parent can focus on the relationship with the surrogate. On an independent journey, you have individuals who find their own route to screening and find their own referral sources and take on that administrative duty on their own. If intended parents choose to seek the independent route, they are open to a lot of risks due to the journey being a very tedious process. There are a lot of steps involved, and so you could experience time delays in the process, in the journey, legal mistakes, um, medical mistakes, screening mistakes, all things taken on by the agency in terms of providing you the guidance, the expertise, and the referral sources. Yes, so in with the agency, there is a process that we follow, and it is initially onboarding and educating not only the intended parents, but the surrogates, and making sure that they are willing and able and psychologically ready to take on the journey. Once we've consulted, we move both parties onto a matching process, a ready to match process. And throughout that process, we're looking at major things like what the intended parents clinic requires, what the intended parents' preferences are, and what the surrogate's preferences are. So we provide a customized matching service. Once the match has been made and is successful and is ready to proceed, we move on to the medical clearance portion, and that is where the surrogate physically goes to the IVF clinic to be reviewed by the intended parent's physician, and making sure that she is medically able to proceed with surrogacy. Once the medical clearance has happened, we move into legal, and then and throughout the legal process, contracts are created and reviewed by both parties. And after the legal process is when the surrogate gets ready for the embryo transfer. So, a typical timeline for a journey prior to pregnancy can be anywhere from 8 to 12 months. In the industry, agencies are typically taking, 8 to 12 months to match. And then once you're matched, it's typically 4 to 5 months to get to pregnancy. At Giving Tree Surrogacy, we don't have a wait for our intended parents, and we can usually match intended parents from anywhere from a week to 3 months is our average match time. There are myths around surrogacy, and I've been in the industry for about 15 years, and I've seen the idea shift a little, but I do want to take some time and address some of the myths and back them up with some facts. One myth might be is that the surrogates become too attached to the baby and might decide to keep the child. The fact is there are legal agreements in place that protect the intended parents and ensure that the surrogate is fully committed to releasing the child to the intended parents. In fact, in all cases, the hospital where the surrogate delivers, the legal agreement in place, and in some cases, intended parents can go directly on the birth certificate. Another myth is surrogacy is only for the rich or the wealthy. There are financial lending options out there, such as loans and grants. So, Giving Tree actually partners with Egg Fund, which is a platform that is available to intended parents for an unsecured loan. Another myth are legal complications are common. The surrogacy laws in the states that we have surrogates available in have strong protection against this issue, and so all parties involved are protected. Another myth is that legal complications are common. The surrogacy laws provide strong protection of all the individuals that are involved, and it is part of the legal clearance process. for all parties to agree on a contract prior to moving forward. So through the 15 years that I've been in the industry, I've seen an evolution of thoughts and social acceptance behind surrogacy. I believe due to the awareness that has been put out there by media and famous people, the practice of surrogacy has become more accepted socially and is not considered as taboo as it once was. With the shift in the social acceptance and intended parents, I think, have benefited from that in terms of they are more willing to be open and honest and seek support, as well as seek surrogacy as an option. In my experience, sometimes intended parents are hesitant to seek out that additional support or to be open with their family and their inner circle about their fertility challenges and the possible need for a surrogate because of fear that it's not accepted, and or that they're the only ones facing this challenge alone. Okay, if you are an individual or a couple facing infertility and wondering if surrogacy is a viable option for you, I would continue to educate and investigate surrogacy as an option. You'll want to know if you're psychologically prepared for the journey and the risks involved. If you're considering Giving Tree Surrogacy, a great next step is to schedule no obligation consultation with me through our website. I'm Erica, and I would be happy to meet with you, and I look forward to speaking with you.